Welcome back, guys. I see that we have a new card released today, the Cyberwheel. Let's go ahead and have a look at that guy there. Where are we at here? The Cyberwheel. So just at first glance, it looked a lot like War Dogs 4 Nod, but if you look at the DPS, it is significantly higher. Whereas my level 11, excuse me, War Dogs only have a DPS of 107. My level 9 Cyberwheels have more than double that. So we may be looking at an extremely meta card right out of the gate, something very viable. Certainly in a scouting, anti-scarab, anti-infantry, definitely anti-shockwave and anti-flame trooper capacity. It's going to be interesting to see how this card plays out, what it does to the meta. We're going to go ahead and give it a shot here tonight for you and see just what we can do. So I've put together this deck here. I'm still keeping my flame troopers. Of course, attack bikes are pretty much a must. I've traded in Scorpion, or the Tech Tank for Scorpion Tank, and the Banshee's pretty much a must. And then Rocket Troopers for cleanup, anti-air, anti-vehicle, early defense, cheap unit. But I think what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be starting War Factory rather than Hand of Nod like we usually do. So let's get into it here and see what we can do.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective available. Harvester ready.
Carefully now.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Rain 'em. Here come the launches will bust their dial.
Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline.
Kill them all. Burning rubber.
Unit ready.
Void missiles will smash them. Revving, gonna brain them.
Unit ready.
Scorpion ready to sting.
Unit offline.
Scorpion.
Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
Further from no
Unit offline.
Scorpion ready to hunt. Scorpion to scorpion.
Unit ready.
For the Brotherhood! Their end is near.
Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit ready.
On the move.
Building online.
Seek. Destroy.
Unit enhanced.
The weak must be
taking position. When the banshee cries, somebody dies. Plasma thrusters are wailing.
Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
Weak but painful.
Nuclear missile launched. Unit offline. Unit offline. Unit enhanced.
Flames are moving.
Unit ready.
Fire spread.
Unit offline.
We will not yield.
The end is near, advancing. Flames will surround us.
Blowing them apart. Range is near.
Unit offline.
Scorpion move.
Unit ready.
Advancing.
Fire blockade.
Sorry to nod.
Unit enhanced.
Scorpion ready.
Unit offline.
With fire.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Flames are moving.
Unit ready.
Advancing.
Unit enhanced.
Breaker ready to roll. Kill on the breaker rolling out. Launchers will bust their dial.
Unit offline.
Will not yield.
Unit ready. Unit offline.
Fire spread.
Unit enhanced.
All up taking position.
They will go up in vain.
Unit ready.
Scorpion rolling. Blow the worthy
Fire advancing.
Unit offline.
In the banshee.
Unit ready. Unit offline.
That type
Unit enhanced. Unit ready.
on the move. Scorpion ready.
Unit offline. Nuclear weapon launched. Unit offline. You are victorious. Bounty complete.
Alright, so just my kind of immediate reaction was, wow, those are super strong. They melted right through those infantrymen, the riflemen, and you know, they did pretty good against the rocket men too. I'm not sure what this means yet for the meta, but I feel a nerf coming because they are super duper strong here. I think we're going to see a lot more people leading war factories because I mean, you basically have you know, war factory flame trooper or shockwave trooper that moves at the fastest speed. I mean, it buries war dogs. War dogs do not hold a candle to these cyberwheels, so they either need to buff the war dog or nerf the cyberwheel. One of the two. I don't understand how they can be so vastly different. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. Let's continue on here.
Convoy requested.
Establishing battlefield control. Objective received.
For the crystals.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Smash 'em.
Unit enhanced.
For Gonna brain him. Kill missiles will smash him. Cocaine. Burning rubber.
Unit ready.
Taking position.
Unit offline. Unit enhanced. Unit offline.
We will not yield.
Building online.
Weak but painful.
Not sting in the tail.
Yoka Bindu Banshee cries. Somebody dies.
Unit enhanced.
Weak but painful. Bindu Banshee cries. Thrusters are weak but
Scorpion.
Unit ready.
hold it peak. Destroy.
Unit offline.
Resi, no problem.
Warhead launched.
We will not yield.
Time to harvest.
Unit offline.
Taking weak.
Unit offline.
Bindu Banshee cries. Some Banshee is no match. Hold it peak. Destroy that weak but
Unit ready. Warning. Enemy ion cannon activated. Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit enhanced. Unit offline.
Oh, Kane! Your Bindu Banshee cries. Somebody dies.
Unit offline.
Attack points ready to roll.
Missile launched. Mission accomplished.
I don't know if there's anybody watching. Let's check here. We got 2 watching here. I'm taking a look at the chat. What are you guys thinking here? I'm really thinking like, whoa, Redwood Studios, super unbalanced with these cyberwheels. What do you guys think in the chat? Is this kind of a little ridiculous, or? I mean, it's pretty abusive, if you ask me. I don't know. They seem super strong. They're super cheap. Maybe they should cost 20 instead of 10. Or maybe they're just so new that people aren't countering them correctly. It seems like a lot of value for 10 Tiberium. I don't know. Let me know in the chat what you guys are feeling about it, but my first impression, that's the first 2 games I played with them. I had 500 gems. I lucked out. I got the extra 500 card from the cloning facility, and I was able to get up to level 9. So I don't know. I don't know how long they're going to last. So if you guys can get your hands on them, have some fun with them while they're the way they are, because I definitely do not see them lasting very long like this.
Bounty received.
Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one. New objective available.
Carefully now.
Unit ready. Unit ready. offline. Unit ready.
Tank on the move.
Here it is, Leo.
Building online.
Faith in that Tiberium is calling.
Unit offline. Unit offline. Unit ready.
Lasers will melt them. Kill them all.
Your command, like a roll.
Laser squad, here's what
Unit ready.
Laser squad, power.
Unit nuclear missile launched. Unit offline. Major structural damage received. Unit ready.
Our lasers will melt them.
Unit offline.
We'll hit lasers. Kill them all. Laser squad, here's what
Unit ready.
Our lasers will melt them. Call them as he desires. Maybe will not you.
Unit offline.
Okay.
Unit offline.
They will go up in. Lasers move for the Brotherhood. Be the best.
Unit ready.
Get purged with fire.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Thrusters are wheeling.
Unit enhanced. Unit offline.
When she drives.
Missile canceled. Unit offline.
Destroyed.
Unit enhanced.
The flames are moving. Plasma thrusters are wheeling.
Nuclear weapon launched. Unit offline.
Harvester moving.
Unit offline.
When she drives.
Cocaine.
Unit enhanced.
You're quick.
Like you're ready to roll. Gonna brain him.
Unit ready.
For the brother. Deep in the when she cries. Someone.
For the Brotherhood, you're the boss. Don't just bust their doyle.
That weak. One thing.
Unit ready.
Ready to purify. For in the when she cries. Somebody dies.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Burning rubber.
Unit ready.
Position.
Unit enhanced.
Your thrusters are wheeling. Honor to the advancing.
Unit ready.
Glory to none. Maybe will not you.
Unit offline. Warhead launched. Enemy base destroyed.
Dare I say, guys, did you see how those cyberwheels melted through those flame troopers right when I needed them most? I mean, they definitely fill a niche spot. I mean, there's definitely a place in every deck for them. I'm feeling. They feel a little strong. I mean, they're the top tier speed. They're the lowest cost tier. I mean, obviously they're not. They can't attack air, but so what? You know, vehicles kill them, but so what? They are. They're a dominant anti-infantry unit, and great at cap. You know, it's it's kind of like how I felt that the drone swarm for GDI should have been. Excuse me. I feel like the drone swarm for GDI should be more. Have more DPS and it'd be just a little bit easier to kill. Maybe one less drone in the swarm, but have enough DPS to be meaningful. The same thing with the reason I never use war dogs, and I know people love their war dogs. There's a whole slew of people, they love their war dogs. I don't like the war dogs. I think they're useless other than capturing bases and blocking. Outside of that, I think they're useless. And the reason is if you put a war dogs up against an equal leveled infantry unit like flame troopers or even a rifleman, it's going to take them what seems like forever to kill them. Not with these cyberwheels. These cyberwheels are knocking these infantry out like you can't even imagine. War dogs do not stand a chance against rocket people or lasers, you know, that tier. These cyberwheels, 2 cyberwheels will take out a rocket infantry or a laser. So I feel like either they're going to get nerfed or we may see a war dog or drone swarm buff to their DPS, which I had been advocating for since the beginning. I don't see a use for an anti-infantry unit that doesn't kill infantry. You know what I mean? I've always kind of felt that way. So we'll see which way they go with it. If they take down the cyberwheels or if they buff up the others. But something's got to give here because that is far too much value for 10. And I have a feeling I'm not going to be the only one that's beating this drum. So got a couple more to play here, 2 more matches, and then we'll call it a night for Nod and wrap her up here, and then maybe we'll get back on with GDI. We'll see how I'm feeling, and see you on the battlefield.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
For the crystals.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Bust their dial. Revving the engine.
Unit ready.
No problem. Your missiles will spike already. You're gonna brain them.
Unit enhanced.
Launchers will bust their dial. Missiles will smash them.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Full sting in the tail.
Unit ready.
Scorpion moving.
Unit ready.
Scorpion ready. Scorpion advancing.
Unit enhanced. Unit offline.
We will not yield. Scorpion taking position.
Building online. Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
Scorpion ready to Scorpion rolling.
Unit ready.
Advancing.
Unit offline.
Revving. You're rolling out.
Unit ready.
Destroy. Harvester moving.
Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline. Nuclear warhead launched. Major structural damage received.
Go up in flames.
Unit ready.
Hey.
Warning. Our base is under attack.
My flames will surround us.
You're gonna brain them.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Burning rubber.
Unit enhanced.
Your missiles will smash them. Blow sting in the tail.
Harvester Thruster lost.
When the banshee cries,
Unit offline. Unit ready.
that's weak but painful.
Unit enhanced. Unit offline. Unit offline. Harvester ready.
Taking position. Delivery busters are weary. When the banshee cries, don't come a peek.
Unit ready.
No problem.
Unit offline. Missile cancelled. Missile cancelled.
Buster Doyle.
Nuclear missile launched. Mission failed. Establishing battlefield control. Objective available. Harvester ready.
The harvest.
Building online. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Scorpion moving. Scorpion tank reporting.
Unit enhanced.
What yield?
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Lorries advancing.
Unit ready. Building online. Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
We'll go up in bang.
Nuclear weapon launched.
First beam level.
Scorpion taking position.
Building online. Unit enhanced. Unit offline. Unit ready.
Position. Just weak but painful.
Unit offline.
Scorpion romp.
Holy Brotherhood.
Scorpion with
Glory seek. Destroy.
Unit offline.
carefully now.
Unit ready.
What nearest is the
Unit enhanced.
Scorpion tank on the move.
Unit offline.
Scorpion moving.
Missile cancelled. Unit ready.
That missiles will smash him.
Unit enhanced. Missile cancelled.
Through the book.
Unit offline.
Ready to roll.
Unit ready.
Gonna brain him.
Missile cancelled.
Turning rubber.
Unit ready.
Banshee light.
Unit enhanced.
Taking position.
Your command, no problem.
Unit ready.
Advancing.
Unit offline.
Banshee cries.
Scorpion ready.
Unit ready.
Thrusters are weary.
Unit enhanced.
Taking position.
More kit.
Unit offline.
Roy. Your command.
Missile cancelled.
Weak but painful. For Kane.
Warhead launched. You are victorious. Bounty complete.
Alright guys, I'm just going to wrap it up here real quick for you. That's 4 or 5 wins. I average 3 of 5 usually on my ladder pushes. The cyber wheel, strong card, good card, fast card, great scout. massive, massive, massive utility for 10 Tiberium. I really question that as a move. I'm thinking it's more of a 20 Tiberium card, and I think that's probably what we'll see in the future is a increased in cost. But yeah, man, if you guys have the means, if you got the 500 gems, I say go for it, because I've had nothing but success. Granted, that may be that people just don't know how to counter it yet, but you know, for the utility and purpose it's designed for, I'm not seeing really a good counter. You know, it's a really good card. It's a strong card. I'm amazed that it's a common card. Also, that's kind of surprising to me that it's a common card. I would have thought at least rare. But hey, that's why I play the games and I don't make them. So like, share, subscribe, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's build a little arcade environment, and let's get some tournaments going here in the future, hopefully, and see you guys next time around.